Every winter, people set big goals for their lock-in, but most of them fail. I've been learning about consistency and goal setting for years, from my own failures, from becoming a coach, and also from guiding others who struggled exactly with the same thing. So if you want to take your winter arc seriously and wake up on the first spring morning feeling like a completely new person, then this video is for you. I am going to show you a 5-step system to completely nail your winter lock-in. And I will also share the 5 biggest mistakes that make people quit. Step 3 is where most people fail, and I will show you how to avoid it, but first... The first step of a successful lock-in begins with setting an intentional target. What is the goal of your winter arc? And is it aligned with the long-term vision you have of your life? You don't want to just blindly copy what you see on social media. That would be actually mistake number 1. Doing what others do without actually asking yourself whether it fits you or benefits you in the long run. And if you don't have a long-term vision yet, just focus on something that will benefit you in general. For example, exercising, eating healthier, or sleeping better. For my winter arc, I have 3 goals: to get fitter, to grow my YouTube channel, and to improve my Dutch. We will speak about the ideal number of goals you should have in step number 4, so keep it in mind. But there's also another problem with the goals that I just mentioned, and that is that they are too vague. I have my 3 goals here, but now it's time to turn them from vague to specific. The first goal is to get fitter. For me, it would mean to go to the gym. When it comes to goals, as a coach, I would often ask you, when do you know you have completed your goal? If your goal is to run a marathon, then the completion point is pretty obvious. But with something like going to the gym, there is no clear endpoint. I could set a target weight to reach, but that could push me to lift too much and risk injury. So in this case, the goal should be habitual, defined by habits. My goal would be to go consistently to the gym 3 times per week. But what if I miss a day? No worries, that happens. But I still have a way to define my success. I grade myself like at school. I completed more than 90% of workouts, it's an A. Then 80 to 89%, it's a B, and so on. I know it sounds a little bit nerdy, but giving myself grades actually makes it fun, because I'm competing with myself. And based on the grade, you can reflect on how you did, what you can adjust, how to higher your success rate. That's step 3, by the way. But before we get to the next step, let's get some more examples so you are ready for anything. With YouTube, my primary goal. My goal is to grow my channel. I could try to get a certain number of views or subscribers, but that's largely out of my control. What is not out of my control are the habits that I do. So I also take the habitual approach. How many videos do I want to post? What do I want to improve? How can I make sure that every single time when I post, my video is gonna be 1% better than the previous one? This approach is what I recommend if you're trying to improve your skill. For example, one of my early videos had no structure whatsoever. I just rambled for 12 minutes straight. When I rewatched it, I promised myself that every single script is gonna be tighter. And that was my 1%. Then there's my Dutch goal. Here I want to learn 4,000 words on flashcards and finish my textbook. So what habits will get me there? I have 8 chapters left, so if I do one every single week, I will be done by November. The same process applies for learning words. There is a very clear completion point. You just need to do the habit repeatedly to get there. And if your goal feels a little bit more abstract, like I want to feel more confident, I made an entire video about how to master your abstract goal, so I'm gonna link it down below and you can watch it. And now let's move to the step where most people fail. Step number 3. You've got your goals, but here is where most people blow it: systems. Quick question, do you think I will practice piano more when it looks like this or like this? Obviously, when it's easy to access. Mistake number 2 people make is that they don't prepare their environment. You want to make the habit as easy as possible, because motivation won't save you. preparation will. My goal is to go to the gym 3 times per week. So how do I make it as easy as possible? I put my workouts into my Google Calendar so I know exactly when they will happen. This is one of the golden rules of sticking to habits. Always schedule your habits into your time. Otherwise it will be Sunday and you will scramble to finish everything at once. And other ways how I can make this habit easier is to go to the gym that is very close to my house, go to gym right after work without stopping at home, and prepare my gym bag the night before. You keep observing what works and what doesn't, and eventually your system becomes so strong the habit feels natural. And it will also require much less effort. But even with the best systems, sometimes success can slip away because we are simply too ambitious. Do you know how many people give up after week 1 of their winter lock-in? Way too many. That often happens because of mistake 3, setting too many goals, or mistake 4, being too extreme. That's why you need to always check achievability of your goal. And now the question from the beginning. How many goals are too many? This is probably not what you want to hear, but there is no right answer. But generally, I would recommend having around 3 goals. It very much depends on how difficult the habits are and how much time they consume. The problem is that we often crave overnight transformation. If you haven't been disciplined lately and then you decide that you will go to the gym 5 times a week, read a book every week, learn Spanish, grow a side hustle, eat clean, quit social media, all at once, it's too much. Set priorities. What is the most important thing right now? Look at how much time and energy every single goal requires. Imagine doing all those habits in 1 week. Actually, put it in your calendar and see how it looks. And then ask yourself, how realistic is it that I will stick to this on a scale from 1 to 10? If the number is very low, take something away. Lower the frequency. Adjust the expectations. And then ask yourself again. And if the number is still too low, adjust further. It is better to go to the gym twice a week and do 4 exercises than to go 5 times the first week and then disappear and not show up again. Consistency beats intensity every single time. If you would like more guidance during your winter arc, then you can reach out to me through the link in the description that says coaching and I will get back to you. There's one last step in this whole system. But first, let's recap. To succeed in your winter lock-in, realistically assess how likely you are to succeed. Adjust as needed, and if you are not successful, then ask yourself, how can I be better the next week? It's about pivoting in a supportive way, not in a shameful one. You should be the biggest supporter of yours on this winter arc journey. That's why step number 5 is to track and celebrate your wins. Take your notebook or Notion and every day in bullet points write down what you succeeded in. It takes 2 minutes. You already reflected on failures in the previous steps. Now it's time to pat yourself on the back. Those bullet points will remind you of your progress on the days when you will feel like you made no progress at all. Because those days will come and you will handle them by being prepared. Mistake number 5 is to expect perfection. You won't nail every day. Sometimes you will skip, but never miss twice. It's better to show up daily on 20 or even 10% than disappear for 10 days and then have 1 day full of perfection. And remember, you deserve it. You want to lock in for some kind of reason. You have a vision of more prosperous, healthier, happier version of yourself. So don't let it slip through your fingers. Good luck and see you in the next one. Bye!